Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Toasted, and today we're going to be going through r/trans. It is a subreddit based on the trans community and just a bunch of memes about situations that they've been in, other stuff like that, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Usually, it seems like people in the LGBTQ community do a great job at making memes, so I'm really excited to go through these. Gordy's Its Goals. Realistic transition goals? Gordy from Borderlands? That's amazing. I too wish to be a orb robot. Like, that's amazing. Imagine being just like an orb robot, and it looks like he floats around. It's like an orb robot that floats around. I haven't played Borderlands yet, though. I have all three Borderlands games. I should play Borderlands sometime. That'd be a lot of fun. I just haven't played any of it yet. But that character might make me play Borderlands. Just an orb robot. That is so cool. I love that. Robot. When you always leave positive messages for your depressed trans siblings in the comments. Aw. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Yeah. Everybody needs a little support sometimes, you know? A lot of people could be going through like problems and not showing it, and everybody's going through their own battles, so being positive and kind to others, it just helps everyone involved. So that's amazing. You should keep doing that. I think everybody should do a little more of that, you know? Everybody should do a little more of just being more positive and helping each other out. That's great. First, they erase trans people from history, then claim they never existed at all. Historical evidence of trans people existing across multiple cultures for literally thousands of years. Karens who think being trans is caused by vaccines. I'll ignore that. Oh god. Oh, that's a funny meme, but like, I just realized that I've never watched Dragon Ball except for the Dragon Ball Z Abridged series that's on YouTube, and that's all I could think about. Yeah, yeah, like a lot of evidence of trans people existing throughout history. If I remember correctly, Dionysus, the Greek god, is actually the patron for trans people in Greek times, because as a little kid he was forced to dress up as a girl, and because of that he sympathized with trans people, so he was their patron. If I remember correctly, I think that's what happened. So yeah, there are literally patron deities for trans people that just people have completely ignored and tried to erase from history, and I think that's terrible. Like, because you don't agree with them doesn't mean that you should completely erase their history. Like, I personally love learning more about history. I think that's really cool, and that is really cool. Sex does not equal gender. Sex does not equal gender. There's a common misconception that gender is tied to sex, genitals, which is then tied to chromosomes. XX equals female vagina, XY equals male penis. But the existence of intersex people proves otherwise. People born with reproductive or sexual anatomy that doesn't fit the definition of female and male are considered intersex. Example, someone who has a notably small penis and scrotum that is divided to form like a labia, or someone who has both XX and XY chromosomes. Despite the fact that these people have varying anatomy and possibly chromosomes, their gender is not defined by these physical traits. How could they be? How could they? Yeah. Yeah, that is a common misconception for a lot of people on the internet, is that sex and gender are the same thing, but sex is like biology, like what you were born with, like XXY, XXXY chromosomes, like your genitals, so like that is sex. And gender is completely self-expression, like how somebody can be trans and be agender, gender fluid. It is all just personal expression of yourself, while and that could definitely be different than your biology. There is no reason why it shouldn't be different, honestly. It's just people trying to be themselves, and that is a common misconception on the internet, is that they're the same thing, but in reality they are extremely different. And yeah, if you're confused about this, I recommend just doing a little more research on it. It's very interesting, honestly. There are so many different ways that people are able to express themselves through gender that you wouldn't be able to if they were the same thing. I redrew a comic I found on this sub plus original. I need a dress. What size are you? The dress is for her, not me. I'm not here to judge. I love that. Like, one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people are worried about like buying certain things like at stores and like getting weird looks from the cashiers, but like from personal experience and experience on from actual people who work at places, it's they don't really pay attention to what you're buying or don't really judge you for it. It's just you're another customer that's buying things. Like they don't go, "You're buying this? You're weird." It's just a okay, that's your total. Like they're just trying to get their job done. They don't really care from what I've heard. It's really neat and it's a great way to build confidence. I actually tried it out the other day. I got like two things that someone my age really wouldn't usually be buying. It's not safe for work stuff definitely, but like two things my age would definitely not be buying and like just brought up to the register and just didn't worry about it and everything went perfectly fine. It was amazing, honestly. Like a lot of the time they just don't care and that's a great way to build up confidence. Grab a shovel, girls. We have a dead name to bury. Trans femmes when they pick out a new feminine name to replace their masculine one. Mama just killed a man. Yeah, yeah, that's what happens. I've never really had to worry about that. My name is pretty gender neutral, and I have no plans on changing it. So, but this, I bet this gives a lot of euphoria, just completely removing that name from your life and using your new one. It's always fun to pick out new names from what I've heard. It's so being able to pick out your own name must be a lot of fun. I don't even have an OnlyFans, but still get these messages. Trans person posting on Reddit for support. LGBTQ support, supportive allies. I've got an OnlyFans. Chasers. As a straight man, I'd still F you. Yeah, support. I support traps. You look great. Couldn't tell you were trans. How big is your eggplant? Oh, God. Oh, that must suck. Oh, that must really suck. I'm sorry. Like, the first part's great. Like, being all supportive and stuff, but I an issue with this is that a lot of people still feel like they're being supportive when saying that types of things and they don't realize how unsupportive it actually is. Like the when talking about traps, that's like you could tell they're trying to be supportive but they don't quite understand the connotations of the words they're using and like they're trying to compliment you but they just don't understand what they're doing. And again, the best way to combat this type of stuff is to just try to help them educate themselves more because a lot of this type of stuff comes from not quite understanding what they're saying or what's going on. And with the more education, less of this happens. It's great. Why are my knuckles bloody? What are the Mario Bros views on violence against bigots? Mario says, violence is never the answer. Oh, sorry. I'm going to try to do an Italian accent, but it's not going to work. Mario says, violence is never the answer. All of our problems can be solved if we just sit down and talk. Luigi says, F rhymes. If you question my right to exist, then I'll question yours. Okay, that accent went downhill really quickly, but honestly, both of those are completely valid. I wouldn't resort to violence immediately. Try to educate him like Mario here. Just, if you can talk to them, if they're reasonable enough to talk with, a lot of the times, again, it's not, of course, there are definitely people who, what's it called, who do that type of stuff intentionally, but there are still a large portion of people who do that type of stuff out of ignorance. Not purposeful ignorance, just not knowing what's going on. So if you can sit down and talk to them and try to educate them, then that should probably be your first option. But if they're against that, just deck them in the jaw, honestly. I see no reason why not. Just like Luigi said, if they're questioning my right to exist, then I'll question yours. Just deck them in the jaw. Toasted approved. Dimensional scissors sold separately. Realistic transition goals. That this lady, yeah. I don't know who that lady is. She looks like a character from Star versus the Forces of Evil, which I've only watched part of. I haven't watched the full series, but definitely looks like a character from that show. But yeah, that doesn't look that unrealistic of a transition goal, right? Like, that seems possible. And I fully support you on your way to getting there. You got this. The forbidden power and knowledge. Shower thoughts. Everyone has a genetic code for both a boob size and a penis size, but your body only uses one of them. Trans people solving both codes. Ascension. Like, that is just true ascension right there. Solving both, when you solve both codes, so you ascend to the astral plane. That's that's really funny. It's like the Da Vinci Code. You're solving it. Ooh. Made a random gender fluid meme from my favorite movie. So, what are your pronouns? She, her, they, them, he, him. It's kind of a big question. Yeah. Yeah. That's a especially if you're unsure about you're unsure about your identity. That's a huge question. Like, honestly, just in the moment, just answer how you feel in the moment. They're the one that asked. If they're not prepared for the answer, then kind of their fault, you know? Just say what you're feeling in the moment, and if you're unsure, just say I don't know. It's okay to be unsure. It's okay to not know. Like, everybody. I can not name a single person that I know in the LGBTQ plus community that is completely certain about their identity or sexuality. It's always just like an adventure to try to figure out what it is. So I wish you luck on that that crazy journey. So everyone, this is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed this subreddit. If you want to see me check out another one in the future, please leave one down in the comments below. I really enjoyed checking this one out. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you all have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!